alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are welcome to mathematics class. This will be taken by my humble self, Onifade Abdulaziz. Today, inshallah, we'll continue from where we stopped under a topic, or let me say field, geometry. So what we are taking today is perimeter and area of a circle. If you could call to mind, I told you perimeter is distance around a shape and area is the space in a circle or in a shape. And you know a circle is also a shape. It is a plane shape. So the learning objectives are, at the end of the lesson, you should be able to find the perimeter or circumference of a circle. Find the radius and diameter if the circumference is given. Find the area of a circle. You should be able to find the radius and diameter if the area is given as well. And the last one, you should be able to find the area of shaded and unshaded portion. Now let's look at some vocabularies under this topic and some formulae. The first one is pi, pi. That is the symbol. It is a constant. So anywhere in the world, pi is always 3.14 or 22/7. 22/7, if you change it to decimal, it will be 3.14. And 3.30 number 1/7 as well is also the value for pi. So those three numbers can be used anytime for pi. And what do we mean by pi? Pi is the ratio of circumference of a circle to the radius, to the diameter of the circle. It means any circle that you see is always this. Their pi is also always the same thing. Even if the circle is big and you have small circle, you always have the same pi to be 22/7 or 3.14. Now let's look at some formulae under this. In the last class, I told you the lines and areas in a circle. We talked about diameter, radius, arc, chord. Those are the what? They are the lines. And even circumference. It's also a line, but it's the longest line that you use in drawing the circle. So I also talked about the areas in circle where we are talking about sector, segment, quadrant in a circle, even semicircle. Now, the formula for area of a circle here is pi multiplied by radius square. It means pi r square. Pi r square is the area of a circle. Why circumference of a circle? Circumference is also the same thing as the perimeter. So circumference or perimeter of a circle is pi d or 2 pi r. Circumference of a circle has two formulae. It's either use pi d when diameter is given. That means pi times diameter. When diameter is given in the question, just use pi times diameter. You get your perimeter or circumference. So when the diameter is not given but the radius, just use 2 pi r. 2 times pi times r. You multiply the 3 to get your perimeter or circumference. This is because diameter is 2 multiplied by radius. That means if you look at this diagram, you see that 2 radii will equal to 1 diameter. So it means 2 times radius will give me diameter. So when you are not giving diameter, just know that you multiply radius 2 times. When you are not giving radius, just know that you divide your diameter with by 2 to get your radius. So let's move on. The third one is, okay, this the area, the pi r square and the 2 pi r. So look at the area, the formula now for the area of a circle and circumference or perimeter of a circle. It can come in perimeter or circumference. Take note of that. We have semicircle. Semicircle is half of a circle. So when you are looking for area or perimeter of semicircle, you just divide by 2. If you look, perimeter, the area of a circle is pi r square. That is the full circle. But once it is cut, you are going to divide your answer by 2. That is why the area in this diagram is half pi r square. So when you look for the pi r square, you now half it. That's your answer. Perimeter too, is 2 pi r. When you divide it by 2, when you divide the perimeter by 2, you get your answer. Use 2 into bracket r is the same thing. They have worked on the formula. That's why it is 2 pi to bracket r. Or you can as well use your 2 pi r, then later divide by 2 to get your answer. So if it is also quadrant, quadrant is 1/4 when you divide the circle into 4. So you divide by 4. And if you are looking for area, you divide your area by 4. When you are looking for perimeter or circumference, you divide it by 4 after you got your answer. It means this is not up to a circle. You have to divide after you get your answer. Is it clear? So if you are looking for semicircle, divide the area by 2. If you are looking for perimeter of a semicircle, divide the formula for perimeter by 2. Likewise, quadrant, you divide by 4. So it is by 2 by 4. Is it clear? So we now know how to look for perimeter of a circle, a full circle, perimeter of a semicircle, perimeter of a quadrant, perimeter of area of a full circle, area of a semicircle, and area of quadrant. So take note of those things and those formulae. Now let's take some examples to back our point. Now find the perimeter of a circumference of a circle. A circle whose diameter is 14 centimeter. They have already given you diameter, and perimeter is 2 pi r or pi d. Which of the two formulae are we going to use? Once the diameter is given, is pi d. So, and they have given us pi, 22/7. So just write your formula to be pi times d, and you multiply the 22/7 times 14. Now you would use 7 to divide 14. You use 7 to divide 14. That will give you 2. 22 times 2 will give you 44 centimeters. That is that on that. The second example, find the perimeter of a circle, circle, whose radius is 2.1 centimeters. They are giving you a pi to be 3.14. Pi will always be given in the symbol pi that I showed you the other time. But don't mind me with this pi I wrote. But anyhow, just know that your value can either be 3.14, 22/7, or 1/7 for pi. So they ask us to look for perimeter and they give us radius. Once radius is given, what do you need? Just use your 2 pi r. Don't use pi d. You can use pi d, but when you are using pi d, just know that you are going to multiply the radius, this radius, times 2 to use it for you to be able to use it in that pi d. But if you are not using, don't disturb yourself using pi d, just come and use 2 pi r. 2 pi r is also formula for perimeter of a circle, and this is it, 2 times pi times r. When you multiply the 3 together, you get your final answer to be 13.188 centimeters. When you approximate to 1 decimal place, you get your what? 13.2 centimeters. That's the second example. Now let's go to another example. Find the circumference of a circle. The circumference of a circle. Why am I not writing r? R is omitted. The circumference of a circle is 44 centimeters. They've already given you circumference. Don't disturb yourself. Find the diameter of the circle. So if you want to, pi is given to be 22/7. If you want to look for diameter when circumference is already given, and you already know that circumference is pi d. This is the formula pi d. You use this formula pi d because diameter is in the question. So Look at the solution. The circumference is pi d, and the circumference is already 44. So how do you look for our diameter? What you do is, since we are looking for diameter, we'll divide both sides by by pi, because pi d is in one side, circumference is on the other side. So when you divide both sides by, this is what I mean. When you divide both sides by pi, this is it. For example, you're having circumference is equal to pi d. When you're looking for this diameter, you divide both sides by pi, so that this pi will cancel this pi to remain this diameter. So diameter will now be this circumference over pi. That's what I did here. So you will see that it is circumference over, I divided by pi, I wrote. So let's continue. So you see that circumference is 44 and the pi is 20/7. When you divide, how do you divide? You are going to say 44/1 times 7/22. You reciprocate, because that is division. You have to change to times. Then that will make you get your 2 times 7, because you are going to use 22 to divide 44. That will give you 2. 2 times the 7 at the numerator, you get your 14 centimeters square. That is that on that. The next example, the circumference of a circle is 22 meters. They've given you circumference to be 22. Find the radius of a circle. It's still the same thing. So don't forget, the formula you have to use here is the formula you have to use. Let me just analyze it for you. If you want to, I've already given you the formula to use. The circumference is already 2 pi r, and we are looking for this r. So we divide both sides by 2 pi. So that when you divide 2 pi by 2 pi, you have only r here. That means this r will be equal to this formula, c over 2 pi. So this is this c divided by 2 pi that we will use to calculate our radius. So this is it now. Circumference, it will now be, so it will now be 2 times pi times r is equal to 22 meters. So you will see that my radius is now c divided by 2 pi. Can you see that? So is this the same thing? You can use it. So when you divide the 22 divided by 2 times 22/7, you now change that division to times later. 2 times 22 is 44. 44/7 now. When you reciprocate, it's going to be 7/44 to break 44. 22 here 1, 22 there 2. That's 7 divided by 2. 7 divided by 2 will give you 3.5 centimeters. It's as simple as ABC. Once you put the formula, divide both sides so that you can get only what you're asked to look for. Like the radius now, we saw 2 pi. 2 pi is the coefficient of the radius. So we divide it by both sides so that we can get our radius alone only. So that is that on that. So let's move to another one. That is area of a circle. If you are looking for area of a circle, find the area of a circle's a circular field whose radius is 21 centimeters. So area of a circle is very simple. Just use your pi r square. That's it. So just put pi there, and r times r is 21 times 21. Then you use 7 to divide 21. You are going to get 3. So 22 times 3 times 21. You get your 1,386 meters square. That is the answer to that, as simple as ABC. The next one is area. The area of a circle is 38.5 meters square. They have given you area. Find the radius of the circle. It's like the other one we did, that they will have given us circumference and they ask us to look for diameter or radius. Now this one, now they have given us the area. We are going to look for the what? The radius. Now let me give you this hint. Area is equal to pi r square, and if they ask us to look for what? Our radius, we are going to divide both sides by pi. The pi is the what? Is the coefficient. So once you divide your both side by pi, this one is no more there. So you're having r square is equal to a divided by 2. Then when you are looking for your, so your r square is a divided by 2. R square is equal to a divided by pi, sorry, it's not 2. So if you are looking for radius, that means we are going to square root both sides to get our answer. So our r will be a square root a divided by pi. So that's how to use to change formula of to change formula anyway. So that is what they are now asking us to do here. They're asking us to find the radius, and the radius formula is square root a divided by pi. Now let's continue. In our the solution to this now, area is pi times r square, and the area is already 38 number 1 over 2 meter square. So therefore r square is area divided by pi. What I did here, when I divide both sides by pi, area is divided by pi. Now my area is 30 divided by 22 over 7, and you change 38 and a half to what? Improper fraction. That's 77 over 2, then divide by 22 over 7. Then you reciprocate by saying 77 over 2 times 7 over 22. Then you break your work. When you break, you see that when you use 11 to break 22, you get 2. When you use 7 to break 11 to break 77, you will get your 7. So that's 7 over 2 times 7 over 2. Then you get your 49 divided by 4. You know that r square is 49 divided by 4. What is now r? R will be square root. When you square root both sides, 49 will be what? 7, and 4 will be 2. That's the square root of 49, 7. Square root of 4, 2. That's why I got 3 whole number 1 over 2 meter, because I changed that improper fraction to mixed fraction. So that's how to get your radius when the area is given. But sometimes they will ask you to look for diameter when the area is given. Just do it like this. Get your radius first, then multiply your radius by 2, because diameter is 2 times radius. So and that will make you get your what? 7 meter if diameter is asked in the question. But if you are not asked to look for diameter, only radius, just stop there, 3.5. But if it is diameter, just multiply the 3.5 by what? By 2. Is it clear? So that is why I got my 3.5 meter and 7 meters. So that is that on that. Let's look at another one here. Find the area of the shaded portion, area of shaded portion of a circle. Find the area of the shaded portion. O is the center of the circle. They've given us pi to be 22 over 7. Look at this diagram. You will see that the radius is 3.5. The radius is 3.5, and they shaded the you can say that is a sector. They shaded the sector. So how do we calculate our what? Our shaded portion. You will see that shaded portion is a quadrant, isn't it? So what we will do now is we are going to look for the area of the whole circle. After I've looked for the area of the whole circle, or no, let's do it this way. We will not look for area of the whole circle. We will just look for the area of the quadrant alone, because that is the quadrant, and I've told you the formula for quadrant. Like when you have got your formula or your area of a circle, divided by 4, because quadrant is divided by 4. So that's what we did here. Area of a quadrant is pi r square times 1 over 4, or you say pi r square over 4. When you do your work very well, you will see that, okay, this is it. This is what I mean. You know, area is pi r square, now divided by 4. Whatever you get here as your answer, you divide it by this 4 to get your area of quadrant. So is it clear? So that is what I did here. That's what I did here. This question. So that's 22 over 7 times 7 over 2 times 7 over 2 times 1 over 4. You will get 77 over 8, and that will give you 9 whole number 5 over 8 centimeter square. Is it clear? That is that on that. The second one, the second one, the second one, you are going to get the second one, sorry, I'm trying to erase that, trying to erase this. So this is the second one. You look at this question, we are asked to look for the shaded portion. How do you go about this? You see, this is a square. For example, 15 centimeters is on top and 15 centimeters is on that side. That means if I want to look for the area of that square, it's going to be what? 15 times 15, that will give me 225 centimeters square. That's the area of the square. Now if I now want to get the area of the shaded portion, I'm going to remove that circle inside the square. Once I remove the circle inside the square, the remaining part will be the shaded portion. So how do we go about that? You look for the area of the square and area of the circle, then you now subtract to get your answer. That's what they did here. The area of the square is 225 centimeters square. The area of the circle, when you do your work very well, the radius for that circle is 7, because 14 divided by 2, half is 7. So you are going to use 7 for the radius, and when you use it very well, you get your 154 centimeters square. So once you get your 225 centimeters square and 154 centimeters square, the area of the shaded portion will be what? Will be the difference between the two, and that will give you 71 centimeter square as your answer. Look at it very well. Look for the area of the square, look for the area of the circle, then subtract to get the area of the what? Shaded portion. So that is that on that. Now your homework. If you have understood this very well and you don't have any problem, then go straight to this homework. You do it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. This 1 to 8, you look for circumference, you look for diameter, and any question you ask there, do it very well. The next one is this. It's also 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So everything is 17. Try to do it very well. Understand the question before you attempt them. May Allah make it easy for you. Jazakumullah khairan. And make sure you do it very well and submit to me. Scan and submit to me. Thank you very much.